Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's weekly market view for Monday, the 8th of May to Friday, the 12th of May, 2023. My name is Vishal. Let's get started. All right, so let's start with the Nifty chart, and let's start with the monthly chart like we do always. And pretty much the month has taken off on a good note. We are seeing a little bit of a positive bias on the Nifty. We are seeing this level of demand being held on the monthly chart, and prices seem to be continuing to the upside. We had spoken about this indecision candle here, and the monthly candle has given us a close, which indicates that the momentum could continue to the upside. Let's go on to the weekly chart now. If you go into the weekly chart, what is interesting to see is that we are potentially seeing a new level of demand being created over here, which is this area here, rally-based rally. And we are trying to break these areas quite decisively right now. Even this week's candle is showing a lot of strength to the upside. Let's now move on to the daily chart. And if you look at the daily chart, we had a gap down, then we had a nice move up, and today's candle also has indicated a strong move up. Now, what is interesting to see is that we have been trading in this supply zone. काफी time से price जो है इस supply zone में trade कर रहा है. We had one touch, यहाँ से price already नीचे गिर के आया है. This is the second touch. Again, the price came, and now this is the third touch. Now, there is a possibility that there seems to be a lot of supply here. But the way the prices are moving, more or less, it seems like there could be some indication here where prices might go a little bit deeper inside the zone and then might reverse, or then might just continue to move to the upside. If you look at the demand side, we are seeing this level of demand here now, which is a pretty decent level. There possibly could be some more levels of demand on the way to the upside, but this is the one that is the most prominent. Okay. Let's now move on to the smaller time frame charts, and let's move on to the 75-minute chart here. So now on the 75-minute chart, what do we see? Today we see a spurt of price moving to the upside. If I just try to load the local data, and let's wait and watch till the local data loads here. Okay, now that the local data has already loaded here, we are looking at the price action to the left. So let me just draw a horizontal line here. And what we are going to be doing is we're just going to move a little bit to the left-hand side here. And what we see is we do see this level. We'll just plot this level here, which is close to around 18,339. And then just above that, we see another level over here, which is around 18,500 levels. Okay, so these are the two key levels of supply to watch out for as and when the markets are trying to test these highs here. Okay, and pretty much, yeah, that's what it is as of now. We are inching closer to the high on the curve levels, so we just got to be a little careful with longs, right? So at any given point in time, there could be a potential correction or a big reversal coming into play, but these are the levels to watch out for. On the demand zone front, let's go to the 60-minute chart. Let's plot the 60-minute level here. So just below this rally-based rally, we do have a potential area, and this could be a area to watch out for. This is more likely to be a area on a slightly smaller level, but this is more like a pivot, and then you have a rally-based rally, right? So 17,950 to 17,882 can be a potential level. And if we go a little bit below here, just close to this area, somewhere over here, we would see another level of demand as well, right? So keep a close watch on this level as well. This level seems to be a far much better level in terms of the price leaving the level, etc. But in case if the price do hit the supply zone and come into this level of demand, we might see a strong bounce coming in the Nifty. So here are the levels on the Nifty. Now let's move on to the next index, which is the Bank Nifty. And let's load the monthly chart on the Bank Nifty. Waiting for the charts to load. All right, so the charts have loaded. Let's switch to the monthly chart. And what are we seeing on the monthly chart of the Bank Nifty, right? We are slowly and steadily inching towards the all-time highs. All right, so this area is going to be a little bit of a crucial area, because generally whenever the markets come closer to the all-time highs, they either tend to give a little bit of a false breakout before they turn, or then they continue to move to the upside. We can also clearly see that the demand zone has held pretty well on the monthly chart of the Bank Nifty. Let's move on to the weekly chart. And just like how we are seeing a potential level of demand getting created on the Nifty chart, we also see a potential weekly supply zone in the making, which is this rally-based rally. So just observe this level, because if price comes into this level and continues its move to the upside, then it's more likely that it will test the all-time highs. Let's move on to the daily chart. On the daily chart, we did see a little bit of a reaction here because of the news in the HDFC Bank and HDFC, the HDFC twins, rather to say so. Markets did come into this area here. They took a little bit of a support, and now they are showing strength again to the upside. So the area on the daily chart is somewhere over here. And there is one more level that I wanted to just point out for you guys, which is going to be a very, very important level. Let's go to the 75-minute chart. And the reason why I'm saying that it's going to be a very, very interesting level, because it's right here. It looks like a pretty good level from where the prices could turn and could also trap a lot of potential buyers, right? So 43,800 is the level to watch out for. If we just go to the right and just check whether the prices did come very, very close to that level. So here we can see that the prices did not touch the level yet. So there can be one more spurt of a price towards this level. We also have this pro gap here, and prices could potentially turn from here as well. But I get a feeling that more likely we might test the upper level than the pro gap level. Okay, so keep your eyes on 43,800, the round number, to 43,936. This can be a good opportunity to see how the Bank Nifty potentially turns from this area, and this can act as a potential bull trap for the market. So 43,796 to 43,936 supply zone is the level to watch out. If we look at an area of demand here, let's go to the, I think we are good with the 60-minute chart. So the level of interest, so we have one level over here, which is this rally-based rally level of demand. And prices just barely touched the level and gave a potentially new high. And another level just below that, I would also like to take into that consideration, is this drop-based rally demand. So these are the closest levels of demand and supply for you. for this week. So keep a close watch on these two levels of demand and this one level of supply over here. Let's move on to the next index, which is the USD-INR. So let's quickly gauge what the USD-INR is telling us. Just wait for the charts to load. Okay, since we are loading a little bit of local data on the computer, it takes a little bit of time, but that's okay. Maybe I'll just try to speed this up, just change this to the normal 90-day chart time frame, so it'll be much easier. Let's start with the monthly chart on the USD-INR. And the USD-INR has just been a very, very slow market, rather to say a pretty boring market to trade, because it's just doing nothing as of now, right? So the monthly chart is just been consolidating for quite a bit. If you look at the weekly chart, this is what the USD-INR is doing. It's just moving in a little bit of a channel here, and that possibly indicates that it could just break to one of the sides, right? Now we do have a demand zone formation over here. So if you look at how this demand zone is reacting from, so this is the area from where the prices actually have given a bounce and moved to the upside. So the actual level of demand is a bit here. If you go to the daily chart, I mean, look at all this price action. Pretty tricky actually to trade, but this is that area of demand, 80 odd levels. I don't think price is going to get there anytime soon. But in case, for some reason, if the price does get there, then this can be a good opportunity, right? This is the level which has printed a new long, and this is possibly where the prices can turn. Also 80 being a whole number. Let's now look at the Fin Nifty. On Fin Nifty, there are some interesting levels that I wanted to point out. So let's quickly have a look at those levels on Fin Nifty. So let's start with the 4-hour chart. In fact, we could also do with the daily chart. So you can see over here that there is this subtle, very, very subtle level of supply sitting right here. And just like how the Nifty is potentially, the Bank Nifty is potentially having a trap supply level, the Fin Nifty also more or less has this area. So just be aware of this level, because there is a possibility that prices could turn from here. Very interestingly, you can also see how weird this this long candle is, and this is not a false candle or anything. It's a real candle. You can see how it filled in all the orders from this area and has moved up. So now, for some reason or the other, if Fin Nifty reacts to this level, we could expect the Fin Nifty to go down all the way below this area, because all this demand zone now has been tested and tested pretty deep inside. So in case if there is any pressure on the Nifty and the Bank Nifty, the Fin Nifty will also correct, and it might correct a little bit more further even below these levels. So you might just keep this level. Maybe on the smaller time frame, there could be something pretty interesting here. So on the daily chart, you have 19,519 to 19,594 and 18,242, 18,129. These are more or less the long-term levels. Now, if you are potentially looking at Fin Nifty for intraday, then let's go to the 15-minute chart. And we do have this area. Now, the reason why I'm going to plot this area slightly differently, usually we plot the supply zone like this, but I'm also going to cover the leg-in candle here. because many times we have seen that prices sometimes, even just turn from the leg-in candle. Now, think about it. If you look at this long wick over here, which was, I guess, on expiry day, 2nd of May, I guess, and this is all that the price action did. So it took out all these levels of demand, which means that there is no fresh level of demand anywhere below this level, right? So this is where the prices bounced. So we just mark this level. And since the prices just barely touch that level, we can still assume that there could be some unfilled orders sitting in around that 18,700, 678 odd level. So this also becomes more or less an intraday opportunity for you, 19,426 to 19,493. And if this level does break and move to the upside, then you have that daily to 40-minute level to keep a watch on. Okay, so these are your levels on Fin Nifty. Let's move on to Asian Paints. And let's see some of the key levels on Asian Paints. So Asian Paints, more or less, not mistaken, did it have its earnings today, or let's check. Asian Paints, let's check. Yeah, so Asian Paints has its earnings coming in 3 days. So we just got to be a little watchful on Asian Paints, but there are some important levels. So let's go ahead and plot those levels. So this is where we are on Asian Paints. We have just barely come into this level of supply, and now we have tested this area. So just be careful of avoiding longs in this area, because we could see a turn in price in Asian Paints, and also because the earnings are coming out, even a little bit more to be careful about this level. Now, if you do not want to plan anything over here, maybe you can go to the 15-minute chart and wait for some kind of price action to show you where you can possibly plan a potential trade here. Okay, so maybe what we can do is we can potentially anticipate a new supply zone anywhere in this area, somewhere over here. And if price, let's say, does something like this, show this to you. So if it comes down and it breaks down, and then if it goes something like this, then you can possibly look at going short on Asian Paints. Okay, so this is just an assumption. We don't know what's exactly going to happen, but more or less we'll get an idea from what the markets are likely to do. Let's have a look at one more stock here. Let's look at HDFC Life. Let's go to the 240-minute chart. Now, what is interesting to see on HDFC Life is all this price action over here, right? Now, this demand zone has played out quite nicely, right? But there is still a possibility of HDFC Life coming towards slightly lower levels. So if you just closely get a little bit more into this area here, so let's say this rally-based rally, and then you just combine this with this area over here. So 506 to approximately 495. Right. So what are we anticipating? We are anticipating that for some reason, if HDFC Life corrects into this area, then we might see a nice strong move towards this supply zone. So seems like a pretty good profit margin. Momentum is more or less to the upside. So we are in an impulse mode. So any correction will lead to another impulse in price. So that's what we are aiming for. So let us see if the price does correct here or the price just continues to move. All right, so pretty much we have done with our analysis for this week. I hope you enjoyed the short and sweet analysis. If you do like our analysis every week, please put your comments in the comment section here. And if you have still not subscribed to Sherkhan Education YouTube channel, go ahead and click on the subscription button and become a part of Sherkhan Education to receive the most recent updates on all our videos that are uploaded. And happy trading for this week. Looking forward to see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
This should not be treated as a recommendation. Please conduct your own analysis or consult a financial advisor before investing.